When neuroscientists scanned people imagining themselves 10 years from now, their brains lit up the same way they do for a total stranger. So that thing you keep putting off? You're not sabotaging yourself, you're dumping it on someone your brain doesn't even recognize. Picture our hero. He has a deadline tomorrow, a blank document open, and a deep spiritual need to reorganize his sock drawer. He knows the report matters. He knows skipping it will hurt. He does it anyway, with full, clear-eyed awareness of the damage. Researcher Tim Pitchell actually defines procrastination as the voluntary delay of a task despite knowing the delay will probably bite you. Read that again. By definition, we do it knowing it's a bad idea, which raises the obvious question. Why would a reasonably smart animal repeatedly choose the thing it knows will make life worse? Hold that thought. Here's the twist that breaks most people's brains. Procrastination has almost nothing to do with time management or laziness. Pitchell and Fuchsia Sirois argue it's actually an emotion problem. The task makes you feel something unpleasant, bored, anxious, overwhelmed, not good enough, so you avoid it. And the instant you avoid it, the bad feeling vanishes. Avoidance is basically a free hit of relief, delivered immediately. Pitchell calls this the misregulation of emotion. You're not managing your schedule badly. You're doing emotional first aid on yourself, in the worst possible way. But relief now means consequences later. So who gets stuck with the bill? Your future self. And here is the genuinely unsettling part. UCLA's Hal Hirschfield ran fMRI scans while people imagined themselves a decade from now. The brain patterns looked less like me and more like thinking about a different person entirely. Your present self isn't being cruel. It just genuinely does not feel connected to that guy in the future. He's an acquaintance at best. And Hirschfield found the people whose brains showed the biggest gap between now self and future self were also the least willing to wait for bigger rewards later. The stranger effect literally makes us short-sighted. Now, you might assume this is a modern disease caused by phones and streaming. It is not. People were dodging their to-do lists long before Wi-Fi. Around 800 BC, the Greek poet Hesiod warned people not to put their work off until tomorrow. The Roman statesman Cicero flatly called procrastination hateful in nearly every affair. Aristotle even had a name for the puzzle, akrasia, acting against your own better judgment. Doing the thing you've already decided is the wrong thing. Socrates argued nobody knowingly picks the worse option. Yet here we all are, knowingly picking it, 2,400 years later. The smartest humans ever could not crack this. So is it just human nature, or is something physically different in chronic delayers? In 2018, a team at Ruhr University Bochum scanned 264 brains to find out. People with poor action control had a measurably larger amygdala. That's the brain's fear and threat center, the part that flinches first and asks questions never. They also had a weaker connection between that fear center and the region that keeps it in check. So the alarm screams louder and the brake pedal works worse. Let that sink in. For some people, hesitation isn't a character flaw they can scold away. It's partly built into the architecture of the brain itself. Okay, but a little delay never killed anyone, right? This is where the comfortable story falls apart. Take the classic, "I work better under pressure" line. A 1997 study by Tice and Baumeister tracked students all semester. Early on, procrastinators were less stressed and feeling great. But by the end, the procrastinators had lower grades, worse quality work, more stress, and more illness. The pressure advantage was a comforting lie. And it gets heavier. A 2015 study by Fuchsia Sirois linked chronic procrastination to hypertension and heart disease, even after accounting for age and education. Probably through years of grinding stress. It's so common it's almost background noise. Piers Steele estimates 80 to 95% of students do it, and Joseph Ferrari found about 1 in 5 adults are chronic procrastinators. So why does just do it never work? Ferrari has the bluntest answer in science. Telling a chronic procrastinator to just do it is like telling a clinically depressed person to just cheer up. Willpower lectures miss the point because we've been fighting the wrong enemy. The enemy was never time. It was the feeling we were desperate to escape. The fix isn't more discipline. It's making peace with the uncomfortable emotion and treating your future self like an actual person you'd rather not betray. And science is finally catching up. Of the 16,000 academic papers ever written on procrastination, about half appeared in just the last 6 years. We're racing to understand it. So next time you put off the thing you'll regret, remember, you're not lazy and you're not broken. You're just handing the bill to a stranger who happens to be you. The trick is finally introducing yourself. If watching your own brain betray you was weirdly comforting, subscribe, because we untangle one strange thing your mind does to you every single week.